This story is about a very smart boy who is great at school, but he has some big problems. He doesn't talk to people, stays away from everyone, and has no friends. His worried parents come up with a strange idea. They decide to hire a girlfriend for him. But what happens next surprises everyone. Meet Maddie, a girl in trouble. Our story starts with a girl named Maddie who is in big trouble. She's rushing out of her house because a man named Gary is about to take away her car. Here's what happened. Before Maddie's mom died, she borrowed money from the bank to build a house. Now Maddie has to pay back this money, but she's struggling. Maddie works very hard. She's a bartender during the day and drives a taxi at night, but she still can't pay the bank on time. Gary, who used to be Maddie's boyfriend, works for the government and has come to take her car away. When Gary arrives, he sees a young man in underwear coming out of Maddie's house. He was just exercising. Gary gets jealous. Maddie quickly lies and says, "Oh, that's my cousin from Italy." The young man plays along and acts close to Maddie, which makes Gary even more suspicious. Gary gets angry and takes the car anyway. Maddie tries to get her car back. Now Maddie has no car, so she puts on roller skates to get around. Later, she sees her car still attached to Gary's tow truck. She sneaks into the car and tries to drive away, but she forgets to unhook it from the tow truck. When she tries to speed off, the car won't move. Gary catches her and takes the car back again. A strange job offer. Feeling hopeless, Maddie visits her friends Sarah and Jim. She tells them about losing her car and her money problems. While Sarah is looking online for cheap cars, she finds a very unusual ad. Rich family looking for a girl, age 20-25, to be their shy 19-year-old son's girlfriend. The boy is very smart but scared of P.O. and has the first meeting. Maddie puts on a beautiful red dress and goes to the pet shop where Percy works part-time. She pretends to adopt a dog and tries to flirt with him, but Percy gets very nervous and scared. Maddie offers to drive him home, and even though Percy says no, she puts his bicycle in her van anyway. As they drive, Maddie jokes, "What if I kidnap you instead?" and drives to her house instead of his. Percy gets so scared that he sprays pepper spray in Maddie's face. Maddie jumps out of the car saying, "I was just joking. If I was kidnapping you, why would I bring you to my own house?" Percy realizes his mistake and helps wash the spray off her face with a garden hose. To make up for it, he agrees to go on a date with her. The awkward first date. That evening, Maddie waits for Percy at a club. When he shows up, everyone laughs because he's wearing a fancy jacket with shorts instead of pants. But Maddie is nice and tells him his style is unique and cool. They sit down and Maddie orders an alcoholic drink for herself. Percy asks for a Pepsi, but Maddie changes his order to the same drink she's having. While they're talking, Maddie's ex-boyfriend Travis shows up. He tries to make Percy jealous by showing off his engagement ring and talking about his past with Maddie. A wild beach adventure. After Travis leaves, Maddie takes Percy to the beach, but the beach is closed after 8 p.m. Percy is scared because he can't swim, but Maddie encourages him. When Percy won't take off his clothes to swim, Maddie boldly takes off hers and jumps in the water. Percy feels pressured and joins her. While they're swimming, some people steal their clothes. Maddie gets furious, storms out of the water, beats up the thieves, and gets their clothes back. Back in the water, Maddie tries to get romantic with Percy, but he says, "This feels weird. I don't really know you yet." This makes Maddie angry. She gets out, sits in her car, and tries to leave. Percy tries to get in the car, but Maddie won't let him. She throws his clothes out, but keeps his phone, so Percy has to hang on to the car without clothes as she drives away. The police see this crazy scene and start chasing them. Maddie drives dangerously and almost gets hit by a train, getting closer. Later at Maddie's house, Percy starts getting itchy rashes. Maddie helps put medicine on them, and they start talking more. Percy says, "Maybe it's just bad luck today. Let's try again tomorrow." Maddie agrees. The next day, they have a much better time together. They go to different places, have fun, and talk about serious things. Maddie tells Percy about her family problems, and how her father never accepted her. Percy listens carefully, and they share their first kiss. They meet Percy's friend Jody, who warns Maddie privately, "What are you doing with him? He's just a kid. I know girls like you. Don't think his parents' money belongs to him. If you hurt Percy, I won't forgive you." Percy gains confidence. At dinner, Maddie encourages Percy to get on stage and sing. He plays piano and sings beautifully. Everyone claps and cheers. Percy's friend Natalie invites him to a college party, and Percy excitedly agrees. Percy tells Maddie happily, "I'm getting my driver's license so I can drive to see you on weekends." It's clear that Percy is falling deeply in love with Maddie, and Maddie is starting to feel guilty about lying to him. In the car, after dinner, Percy drinks alcohol and confesses, "I'm ready now. I've fallen in love with you and want to be intimate with you." Maddie gently says, "You've been drinking, and your first time shouldn't be like this. Let's wait for a better moment." But inside, she feels terrible because she knows she's only with him because of money. The truth comes out. The next day, Percy proudly tells his parents he's getting his license. They're happy, but then Percy says, "I have a girlfriend named Maddie, and I don't want to be far from her, so I'm not going to college anymore. I'm grown up and can make my own decisions." His parents panic and call Maddie. They remind her, "The deal was that you get a car for convincing Percy to go to college. You can take the car now, but make sure he goes to university." But Percy accidentally hears this entire phone conversation through his car's speaker system. He realizes that Maddie's feelings might not be real. Heartbreak and anger. Even though Percy knows the truth, he invites Maddie to dinner with his parents. During the meal, he sarcastically makes jokes about Maddie's age, then angrily leaves the table. Furious and heartbroken, Percy takes his dad's car and crashes it into a tree on purpose. When he comes home, he angrily asks Maddie to be intimate with him. Maddie agrees, but because it's Percy's first time, it doesn't go well. Afterward, Percy cruelly says, "Oh, by the way, a tree fell on your car," the car his parents promised her. Maddie immediately understands that Percy knows everything. Percy, filled with hurt and anger, says, "I thought you really liked me, but I was just a joke to you." Maddie desperately tries to explain, "No, Percy, you're wrong. I do really like you. The deal was just to save my house, but I genuinely love you." But Percy is too hurt to listen and tells her to leave. Guilt and regret, Maddie goes home feeling terrible about hurting Percy. Meanwhile, Percy goes back to his old habits, playing games and watching videos alone in his room. The final chase. One day, Maddie gathers courage to see Percy again. She says, "Our friendship was real. I'm truly sorry, and I hate myself for what I did to you." She follows him, trying to convince him to forgive her. Percy is still angry and gets in his car to drive away. But Maddie won't give up. She stands in front of the car to block him. She begs, "I just want to talk to you." Percy coldly says, "I don't care about you anymore. Leave me alone." He starts driving toward the beach with Maddie clinging to the car, shouting for him to stop. Suddenly, the car goes into the ocean and Maddie falls into the water. Percy immediately stops, jumps out, and rescues her, pulling her to safety. Forgiveness and love. Shivering and emotional, Maddie says, "I'm so sorry, Percy." This time, Percy breaks down and hugs her tightly, finally forgiving her. They both cry together. Happy ending. In the final scene, Percy is packing to leave for college. He says goodbye to his parents and walks outside. To his surprise, Maddie is waiting there with a big smile, asking, "Does anyone need a taxi?" They both laugh, and the story ends on a sweet, happy note full of love and laughter. The end. If you enjoyed this sweet love story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.